Waited over here, tell you everything we got going on our canvas so far. And let's just do this real quick. Over here, over there, perfect. There we go. That guy, amazing. Looking good, everybody. Okay, let's just see what we can get up to today on this fine little 16 by 20 inch canvas. We're gonna have a good time. So, the very first thing I need you to do is check in and tell me where you're watching from. That's all you gotta do. Just check in, tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna tell you everything I've done to this canvas from start to finish, what we're gonna do, okay? So we took our Liquitex black gesso, I put a piece of tape and ripped the tape all weirdly, which made this awesome little rocky shape, right? And then I covered the whole thing with black gesso, put it up here, peeled off my tape, let the black gesso dry. When it came time to paint this painting, what do you think we did? We put our liquid clear in the black area and our liquid clear in the top white area, which we don't normally do. We normally put our liquid white up here, so we're gonna paint it a little bit differently than we normally do, okay? Now, we're gonna go through all the colors that we're probably gonna use today. We're gonna have our dark Sienna brown, dark Sienna brown, Van Dyke brown over here. Probably our ultramarine blue or your phthalo blue, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, ivory black from the Gamblin 1980 set. Titanium white, probably our phthalo green over here. There's not a lot of whole room in the sky, but maybe a little bit of purple too. We'll just see as we get going. So the very first thing that we're gonna notice is when we're using liquid clear on a white section of our canvas, boy, oh boy, it's gonna match the color of our sky quite nearly, match the color that's on our palette up into our sky, which could be too dark, you know what I mean? So we're gonna judge, and we're gonna see how much of that paint wants to come off, right? The more that we blend it down and down and down, we can decide how bright it gets. Now, it's not gonna change color like it normally does with that liquid white that's up there, right? The liquid white always wants it to, wants to help it change and become a lighter color of its own self. So if you were to happen to put too much paint up here and you didn't like how dark it was, you can always go back and add your titanium white. Watch, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get over here, get our Prussian blue. Maybe this guy. Oh, see how dark blue that is? Just really dark blue, right? We don't need it to be so dark, but without any liquid white on our canvas, it would remain that dark, right? Now, just to show you, let's go wash off this brush, and then we'll be able to fix that real dark spot in our sky. So if this ever happens to you, you'll be able to fix your dark part in your sky, right? Now, not because we don't have much liquid white. That's not the reason why that we're doing a whole clear canvas today, right? Okay, it is totally the reason why. We don't have a lot of liquid white. And I want to show you something different. We don't always have to use a liquid white. I get the question all the time in the comments, like, oh, do I need liquid white? Can I make my own liquid white? This, that, and the other. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up. That's all we need you to do over there. One little thumbs up, and that's gonna help us, okay? So I'm gonna take my clean, dry brush. We're gonna get up here. First, let's work out this extra, dark paint that's up there. We can push it, we can mush it, we can allow it to go down and spread, right? It's not really changing in its color because we don't have any of that liquid white up on our canvas, right? So, what if we took a little bit of our titanium white and we blasted our titanium white up in there? Now, all of a sudden, you can get a brighter color in your blue sky and allow it to blend and blend and blend down and down and down. We're not trying to get too much of that color into our darker area. But just like that, you can take that white, you can blend it up here, you can pull it down, and automatically it's gonna help. Almost like we had our liquid white up there. See, much different little sky. Much different little sky up there. Same thing. I do want a little darker in my corner, so I am gonna add a little bit more of our Prussian blue up there in the corner. Finish the edges of our canvas like always. It just looks lazy if you don't. If you don't at least put some color around the corners of the canvas, it just looks lazy. So get out there and try it. Now remember, with your liquid clear on your white part of your canvas, it's gonna be very slick, very wet. So don't use too much paint, don't use too much pressure, and don't get too much of your light color into your dark part of your sky. But that's a very pretty looking sky out there. We can even take a bit, and I'm talking about just a bit of the darkness. Bring it down. That's our ivory black from the Gamblin 1980 set. It remains very dark. It's very hard to mix away, but all of a sudden now we got some layers into our sky out there. Let's take a bit of our white, our titanium white paint right here. onto an old nasty fan brush. I like using these GAC Doctor fan brushes, G-A-C-D-R, GAC Doctor. I don't know how else you would say it. We're gonna come up here and instantly start mushing and pushing our cloud onto our canvas, okay? We're gonna get out here, and because there's lots of blue and black on this canvas out in our sky and no liquid white to keep it, you know, blending, we're gonna add a bit extra white paint. I had the question the other day from somebody, maybe they're watching right now, maybe they're only watching on Facebook, you never know, I can't even remember. But they had the question the other day, how do the clouds stay so bright white? Mine always blend in with my sky, right? And what was my answer to them? What would your answer be? If you wanted your clouds to be brighter, class, I'm asking you, if you wanted your clouds to be brighter, what would you do? All right, what would you do? And remember, guys, if you're watching over on YouTube, drop the comment section down and just hit the like button. You know, there's a little like button. Just hit the like button. That's all you gotta do. Drop it down, hit the like. We're all set and ready. Man, you guys are looking cool. Hey, Josie, she's watching over on YouTube. Was that you that messaged me on Facebook about classes, and then I sent you the link? Because I can't remember. I know you just booked a virtual class, but I can't remember if it was you that I talked to on Facebook first that was asking. Let's make a little bit more. Now, if we wanted to have brighter white clouds, we need to put more white paint up there and then use less pressure. The less pressure that we mix around, the less it's going to blend away. The more that we mix it, the more it's going to blend away. Also, if you have too much of your liquid white paint in your area or too much blue, then your clouds are going to turn very quickly. You know what I mean? It's all up to us and the colors that we're using, my friends. And remember, if you like this painting, go over to paintwithjosh.com and you can purchase it right now before anyone even gets a chance. A little bit of our blue, a little bit of our crimson, a little bit of our black. We're going to mix those guys up. And like I said, this is the only thing that I do to earn a living, is come up here and teach you guys how to paint. And every so often, somebody will grab one of my paintings, and that keeps me in business and keeps you guys with the free videos, isn't it? Doesn't it now? Now we've mixed up our black mix of paint, and what I want to do is come out here, wiggle it down onto my Paint with Josh fan brush. This is a gorgeous little fan brush. You can buy the Paint with Josh fan brush in the set. It comes in a set. Right, we're going to tap in and up into our sky, making little triangles. We're up and down. Right? You want me to do it a little slower so you can see? But you got to tell me yes or no. Otherwise, I'll just keep going quick. You want to do it a little bit slower so we can see it? My stepson is 8, and we love watching you. Thanks, Erica. I appreciate you. Yeah, you want to go a little slower, guys? A little slower? Okay. Let's see what we can do then. Okay, we'll go a little slower. Come over here. What we're going to do is, let's pick a new section. We're going to make a centerpiece of a tree. It doesn't even have to be perfectly straight. Off to the right side and down a little bit, and then down a little bit, and then down a little bit, making an angle like this. Again, off the left side, very sharp, little triangular shape of a tree. Now, it doesn't necessarily look like a tree until you start filling in all the other bits. And then you get this little forest that lives out there on top of your rock. It gets taller and taller and taller and eventually blacks out the entire top corner of our canvas, okay? You need that stuff to push back to make your clouds and your sky look further away by projecting up into them. If you're not projecting up into them, then you're not pushing anything. You're just keeping everything underneath everything, and that's not ever gonna work. It just never ain't gonna ever did work out there. Nice and sharp little tip tops of our trees. You can fill them in. They don't all have to be separate. They don't all have to be filled. I just don't want them all to be the same exact size. So we try to make them a little bit different, right? So Josie, was that you that messaged me on Facebook or wrote to me on Facebook and said something about taking virtual or taking a class or something? Was that you? I can't remember. I can't remember. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching over there on TikTok. Thanks for watching on YouTube. You guys are amazing. Let's come out here. Let's take our 2-inch brush very lightly from the bottom to the top, dragging through, just flattening the paint, right? We're not trying to leave all that texture out there. That would be bad if we had all that texture. Now let's come in here. Let's take our bit of our white. We know as the waves would come in and crash against the Oregonian shores, that they leave a bit of mist that flows up into our trees. Now granted, there's no undercolor on the canvas yet, so be careful that it doesn't get too stinking bright. Right? Come out there and mix it, pushing hard. Hard. You really got to push it hard to get it to blend away and become softer, right? If you needed to, you could take some of this darker color and chap it down in there and chippity-chappity all the time, mixing the light and the dark together until it is a color that you like. Doesn't have to be bright, doesn't have to be supremely dark either. It's whatever you feel it should be, and every time you do one, you're gonna do it a little bit differently. Now granted, remember, we're going to need our watery crashing wave to be bright here, so don't make it pure white. If it's pure white paint, oh, that's not gonna be good, right? Very cool, very, very, very cool. Now, if you wanted to, you could come out here and really project that rock, making it stand out again, away from the skyline, projecting down into that misty area down in there. And then we can come back over here, grab up a little bit of our brown colors, the dark brown, which is the Van Dyke brown, the lighter brown, which is the dark Sienna brown, and let's make a little bit of white, mix that up into there. Gorgeous of a color, right? Come down off of this guy, and you can either drag it, you can tap at it. All we're trying to do is deposit a little bit of that texturous dark rock out there in the night. Now that you got your dark brown on, let's go grab a little yellow ochre. I know I didn't say this color in the description earlier on, but we're gonna use it. We're gonna take a little bit of our yellow ochre right there, come back on, and let's just say, we'll tap in a little bright spot over here. Let's miss that bright spot. Almost make like a Y shape. That tends to help me when I'm doing rocks. So let's say that's part of our Y, right? We got up and out this way. So now our other Y shape should come off that way, leaving some of that darkness, leaving those separations. Nothing out there has to be perfect, you guys. I'm telling you, how many times have I told you that it doesn't have to do anything? That's amazing right there. Okay, let's not do too much work on our background rocks and trees. Again, come in with a very flat brush, just like we do with our mountains, and we're just taping away the texture the slightest bit. Little touch-a-roo is gonna help you out. Now, we've got to wash off a brush or two, right? I know not everybody has as many brushes as old Paint with Josh does, so let's wash off a brush. And while I'm washing those off, you guys check in right now. Tell me where you are watching from in this world across our great big blue ocean. Where are you watching from, guys? Let me know. Type it in right now. The big blue eyes. Do you have it? Then will you have it? Okay. Get over here. Over there. We already got 8 people looking at the website right now, guys. That's a good segue, actually. While I'm cleaning brushes, you guys go look at paintwithjosh.com. I'll only be a minute, so you don't have to worry. Less than a minute, and we'll be back to painting. But we got to clean off some of these brushes, otherwise we're not going to have any clean tools to do any work. So you guys check in. Get your tushes over to paintwithjosh.com and check out. The very first thing you're going to see is this painting, right? Obviously, there's no image there because we're painting it live. But that is the painting that you will get if you purchase the one that's right there on paintwithjosh.com, number 1904, 1904. Okay, let's get down here into our Prussian blue and our ultramarine or your phthalo blue. We're going to come back right along the edge of the horizon. Little touch. Don't need too much of that darkish blue. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to wipe off the majority of the dark blue. We're going to come in here, right? So we've wiped off our brush. We're going to come over to the phthalo green. And right underneath, right there, bigger on one side, kind of like a ping pong ball size here, and then let it trail off into nothing. Okay? Same, you can even get up into there, almost up into our rock. That's why we don't do too much with this rock, because we have to bring our wave up and over and through that dark paint. So, don't do too much. Okay, we got our phthalo green down here. You know what, let's pop some phthalo since it's on the brush already. Right, we got it right in here. Let's drop down a level, and let's throw some right there. Bang, just a little sideways of a stripey poo. Starting at a higher point, getting to a lower point. That's all you have to do. Don't make it too big, otherwise you're gonna wanna make everything too big. Okay, now we'll go back to our blue since we have our green
onto our brush. We'll take our Prussian blue, a little bit of our phthalo blue as well. If you only have one, that's okay. You don't have to use both. Right? Let's even drag it up into here, mixing it with some of that mistiness. Doing it all for a reason, guys. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust in the process. All right, a lot of people, we do this stuff before a lot of time, before we even start the show. And a lot of people ask, how do you do the colors? How do you make it so that it changes when, you know, Josh does his cool thing? I'm showing you right now, right? So now we got our blue and our phthalo green on the brush. We might as well go into our darkest brown and our lightest brown together. More dark brown than light brown, though. We come out here and start laying in a bit of our beachy, sandy area, right? Now, granted, the dark brown paint and the light brown paint, they don't have to go all the way to the bottom of the canvas. When we're on a black canvas, guys, we try not to cover all of the black, right? The black is there to help us. And if we go and cover all of the black paint, the initial dark, shadowy area with brightness, then we lose all those shadows, okay? Let's go wash off this brush. One more time, you guys check in, tell me where you're watching from, and then we're about to get on it, my friends. Where are you watching from around the world? 18 people over on the website looking at this painting right now. There's only one. You better be the first one to get it. Because once it sells, man, everybody gets bummed. They're like, oh, I was there, I had it. It was in my cart, but I didn't hit the checkout button. And therefore, you lost out on the opportunity, man. Okay, let's get out here.
Where are you guys watching from around the world? Let's see. Looks good. Appreciate you guys. Michigan, South Australia. We got Norway, Maryland, Texas. Man, France, New Jersey, California, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Dallas, New Mexico, Ontario, New Jersey, California, New York, Canberra, Australia, California, Chattanooga, Nova Scotia. You guys are all over the place, man. You're everywhere. You're literally everywhere. So, let's come over here into our titanium white paint. You have to add the white if you're going to call it titanium white. Okay? You have to add the white. Now, we're going to come back here. We're going to do our very far away ocean section first, which is only about this big. Just the teeniest little things. We're going to start on the outside of our paint. Nothing on the edge of the blade. Push here. Cut across. Yeah, we remove that section right there. Now we've got a teeny tiny amount where we can make a very small little triangle. You guys remember shapes back in elementary school? If we have a point and then a fatter edge over here, doesn't that look like a little triangle to you? Doesn't it? Just the smallest little thing, right? Up to a point, over across the side. It's a right triangle. You do not need to have your brightness all the way to the very back of the horizon, so don't worry about it, okay? Now what we're gonna do is, since we've got a little gap in between, got a gap around the eye color, gaps over here, we'll be using our finger to measure a lot, right? Now everybody's finger's a little bit different in width, so that's okay. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're gonna do. Now here it is, okay? I'm going to imagine that, I mean, you don't even have to do this part, right? Like if you come and you cut across here, and you put this guy down, and we wiggle it over, right? This is gonna be the front of our big crashing wave. So we leave a little disconnect in here, but we don't need to touch the canvas the entire time. We're going to flow along, and then we're gonna pick an area where our paint will start to fall off. And as it rolls over and comes off at the blade, right? We're gonna work from this higher point up here, very lightly initially, and then you get more and more and more, working down at this angle and making this angle the same, right? They're looking the same. Now, we're gonna come in here, let's turn, right? So instead of the flat edge of the blade being like this with my handle way over here to the side, we're gonna turn the handle down, meaning the flat edge is now a 45-degree angle right here. And we can start launching off towards the side of our canvas. Other little things, see how the blade is turning, the handle is moving, we're rolling it down. Very cool. You got this weird disconnect. Josh, what's up with the disconnect though? That doesn't look right. I know, just give me a second. Why don't we come in here with a little bit of our titanium white on our little fan brush, okay? We're going to leave a finger's worth of distance, right? So whether it's your pinky finger, your thumb, your index finger, whatever it is, we want to leave some space up and around, making this area a little bit bigger, fading off into a thing. You can see I've got my finger's worth of space all the way around that, okay?
Trying to make it easy for you. Now, we'll take our 1-inch brush, and the only reason that we put the finger's worth of space in there is because the paint wants to grow. Okay, so as we start to mix it and make little circles, you see it instantly, it's getting higher and higher and higher. As we come up here, we're not trying to let it touch that last point. We just need it to kind of flare out, get a little softer, right? Now, normally, you have to do it twice because, at least for me, I like the top area to be a little bit brighter than the bottom is, right? So we come in there, we mix it very softly now, otherwise it'll all turn to the same. And now at least you've got a bit of brightness along the top, right there. Right? The more white paint we throw at it, the brighter and brighter and brighter it will become. So you get to decide as you're mixing it. Remember, it's going to want to grow. The more paint that we add, the more it's going to want to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So be careful. Okay, as it mixes up down here, it becomes less of an issue. You start picking up your blue and your, say you put purple, whatever you put down there, right? You'll start picking that up. So eventually your eye will stop growing and it will start mixing in with these deeper, darker colors, or you can move them from the bottom up towards the top, okay? Now we're gonna get into our liquid white, the thing that Josh is running very, very, very shy on. Look at that. Like my whole little thing is empty. Oh, Nelly, that. Wow, that would have been an issue. I picked up the jar by the lid, but the lid was not screwed on, so the jar flew, and if it were any less filled than that, it would have got all over my pants. Pretty sure it didn't. All over myself. Guys, okay, you really got to be sketch with this liquid white, because now we have even less to use, okay? So, what we're going to do, scoop up some of our liquid white. It's very runny, very wet white paint. We're going to mix it in with our titanium white right down here. Right, making the titanium white runnier is basically it. Now we're going to start along the top, leaving again a small dark disconnect in between. And then by the time we get to the peak right here, when we're smacking against our rocks, we're going to instantly cut down and make a little smiley face underneath, right? So you start with just a corner, holding it very flat, like it was a plate. If you were to tip it forward or tip it backwards, you're going to lose your fruit. Right? Start up here, little taps, till we get right up into the dark part. Come down underneath. This is why we leave a gap in between, so you'll know where to go. Right? Come down, we're just smacking it, smacking it, smacking it, smacking it, smacking it. Each time. Right? But we're just doing it a million miles an hour. Boo-boos! They're all over the place. Yeah! Right? How many little taps and smacks do you want to add to yours? Now let me ask you a question. Does that look like water crashing down onto a beach? Just be honest. Just tell me now. Does it look like water? Yes or no? I come up here very, very, very lightly because again, it's going to want to grow and mix and blend away with all of the other colors that are under there. The blue, the green, the brown from up here, right? It's going to want to. It's going to want to, so you got to be careful. All right, and we'll get back over here. A little bit more of our liquid white. We're going to come back and do it a second time, and this is when it's nearly finished. So again, we're riding on top. Bang! Pop in that brightness. Keep it away from the brown if we can. Just if we can. There. Come down. You smack in just a couple less than we did the very first time, right? We don't want it to look exactly the same as it did before, so we put in a couple less little things out there. Just a few less. Uh-oh, did we sell this painting? What? Ooh, not this one, but we did get something. Oh, we sold a couple painting classes. That's awesome. Kim, I can't wait to see you, and whoever you bring down, I can't wait. We'll do a wicked cool painting class, and I'll contact you after the shows tonight, probably tomorrow. There, look at that, mix it up even less. Does that look like water, guys? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm gonna try to get just a little bit more. We may need to do a, well, that's what I plan on doing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Josh, you don't even need to say it out loud. There, oof. I am so almost out of that liquid white. We're putting nearly the last of it in there, and you can see how runny it is. It's a very runny paint. Ooh, it's foul. Ooh, it's foul. And what we need to do, scoop up a little bit of that, Right, come over here, deposit it right there onto our titanium white pile, and just mix in a little bit of titanium white versus your liquid white. So now it's runny, but it's not gonna drip off anywhere, okay? But it being runny is going to help us as we go. And remember, book your classes on paintwithjosh.com or grab this painting. It's the very first thing you're gonna see right there, paintwithjosh.com. Scoop across this guy, cutting out a little area, grabbing a little bit of the paint, okay? And then we're gonna come up here, but we don't want to get way down here. We almost wanna come up and take out some of that spray, right? Just by cutting through it, just like that. Instantly removing all the excess spray that we didn't need. Taking this guy over here, getting lower and lower and lower as we go. Right? We started up at a higher point, we ended down a lower point. Higher point, lower point. Very slight diagonal angle as it goes down and down and down. And now I'm gonna come back in here. There. A little bit of my titanium white with the liquid white. Depositing a few little things down here. We don't need too much, but we do need enough paint. There we go. Yeah, doesn't that look like a little watery scene, you guys? And it's okay, you can tell me no. Does this look like a wave yet? You can tell me no, it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's see. That guy and this guy. Oh, it's just looking fantabulous. Now, we've been doing these a little bit differently, my friends. And what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of my odorless mineral spirits into my liquidy white, titanium white mix. Therefore, it's gonna be really runny. Now remember, you have to have a flat area where you can take off, right? So you gotta be flat before you roll up. If you can get that in your brains, right? That you gotta go backwards before rolling upwards into these waves. And then having whatever little things that we wanna happen back in here. Launching up here, there, everywhere. The best part about them, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be just a little string. It can be however you want it to be, okay? And it's not done right there because you've got to first soften it from down along the bottom, right? But also drag our dark ones down from the top. So, since we have a bit of phthalo green up in there, let's get a bit of phthalo green with our odorless mineral spirits again. Starting here, and then start to connect, right? It should create a little shadow if it's dark enough. If it comes off the brush easy enough, it'll create a little shadow that will play against this little guy right here. Oh, there, right? And all we need to do is make little bits, little things. They can get darker as they come up into the eye because it starts turning into shadows of our foamy, misty junk that's riding in the water. Now, obviously, we don't want to do too many, but you have to have a couple bits up in there, blocking out some of our area of all that light. It's gonna help your customer's eye draw right to that spot, trust me. That's the spot. The eye of the wave is what sells the paintings, you guys, I'm telling you. So, you come in here, now that we got that area, very lightly flick it back, and then up, back before you go uphill, leaving some darkness, leaving some area. That's all foam. And then it breaks apart, revealing the water, which is the clear spot, the darkness. That's our water, right? The stuff that we're painting is the stuff that floats along the top of the water. Gorgeous. Now, let's come in here, we'll do another one like this. I love these craggy, old, little rocky, old little seascapes. So we'll come in here with our titanium white, our liquid white. All right, and let's just say there was a whole nother splash, bang, right there. All right, enough to keep it separated from its other friends, so we can tell that we got some differences over here, right? And then we'll go through with this guy again, very lightly. We don't want him to blend away. Right down there, right down. Gorgeous, gorgeous, okay? Now, we've got to determine where that wave, right? Maybe he's got, and we'll blend that little line out. He comes down like that, back over here, right? You never know until you go do it. Now that we're down into that phthalo green patch of our paint, things are starting to shine and look a little differently. Over there, over here. Where do you want it to be, my friends? Because it's totally up to you every time that you go to do it. Totally up to you. Now, what we can do with this stuff is drag it with our fan brush all the way back until there's almost no gap in between the two things, right? Very smallest of gaps. back over there, okay? Now let's come in with a bit of dark and sort of project against all that brightness. In our black, our crimson, our blue, right down into here to make our plaque color. You guys already know the plaque mix is amazing. Just tell me where you're watching from right now is all I need you to do. Where are you watching from around the world? Hey, Cosmic's here over on YouTube. Thank you for being here. Got the mods over on TikTok, where we're watching from Indiana, Maryland, Kentucky, Tennessee, New York, Montana, Pennsylvania, Florida, Montgomery, Utah, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Michigan, New Jersey, Zurich. Wow. Watching from Zurich. I can't believe that. That is wild. Okay, now, let's take our dark paint right here. We're going to flatten it out, cut through it so we can get a chunk. And let's say, I mean, make it however you want. But let's say we came out like this and we made little steps. Just a little staircase going down. Filling it with as much dark paint as you can because you're fighting against all that other brightness. And that bright stuff is going to want to change our color. You see what I did there? I came through and cut it just like we do with our water lines. And then on the underside of that cut is where you're going to want to have your vertical streaks. Right, nice. Understand it may be difficult to see right now against the black background, but just give me a second, okay? We'll come in here with that lighter color brown, and let's just cut it in across the top. Bang, just like that. How bright is it? That is all determined on how much paint that you have on your little scrapey tool when you go to plop it on there. Now we've got a bit of light brown on the top. We can get a bit of darker brown along the bottom. There. All right, just straight up. Pull it down further than you think you need. And again, it doesn't have to be the brightest thing in all existence. It's a little chunk of rock out there, you guys. You can have it look however you want yours to look. Maybe it drops down. Maybe there's a whole nother bit of bright back in here. If we could get enough paint to fall off. Here we go. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now, let's grab our liquid white with our titanium white. Again, you have to use both. Can't just use one or the other. Drop it here, cut it down, that way there. It's gonna look like it's right up underneath our little friend. Woo! That's fantastic. Pull this guy down like this. Again, lower angles, lower angles, lower angles. Then we can go back in and mess with this whole area. All right, that green and brown start flowing together. It really starts looking like the actual ocean, you guys. Quite honestly, out here, dragging back to almost the very last bit. We don't want the colors to touch the colors, because if they are, that's not going to help us out by keeping everything separated, right? We need to try to keep things different. And if we can keep them different, then we'll know which is which. That this section is the wave, this section is a little lit, this section's a little bit thinner, until we get all the way down to where we have our sandy reflective area, which we're going to do right now. It's always everybody's favorite. So let's take our liquid white and titanium white mix. We're going to come over here and remember, this painting is available over on paintwithjosh.com. You can grab it. We're going to take our liquid white and a smidge, like 10% titanium white, 90% liquid white. Get it out there. Pull it down underneath. And there's no way to mess this up, guys, unless you let these colors touch. If you let the two colors touch and there's no separation in between, then again, we won't be able to tell what is wrong or what anything is out there. Just like that. A little bit of our white right up underneath. Doesn't have to be perfectly on it, right? It's just got to be there so we can drag it down and make it look really cool. Really cool. Thanks, Todd. Todd's here too. TMH, my dude. Mindy over there on TikTok, Cosmic over there on YouTube. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Now, let's come back over here with our 2-inch brush. Okay? We're going to pull it down. And this is when I always ask, does this look like wet, sandy beach? And if not, tell me what you think it does look like right now in the comments below. Does that look like wet sand? Tell me now. Thanks, OG Peepaw. Appreciate you. D says it looks like a waterfall. Kate says it looks like a waterfall. Yuka says it looks like a waterfall. TMT says it looks like a waterfall. No, no, no. Okay, well, You guys, I'm gonna ask just you guys then. What if we did this and we turned all those vertical streaks into horizontally streaky poos? Doesn't that look much more like that wet, sandy, beachy area, right at your very tips of your toes? We're gonna come down in here. We need to shrink our little separation down, right? Shadow's much too big right there. So if we can just cut it back and forth, taking the paint, cutting it, and moving to the side. Cut it, move it to the side. You can't just cut it back and forth straight down. You gotta move to the edge. Otherwise it will not deposit that roll of paint out there. Okay? Just like that, you can toss off little things, little oddities, little weird little bits. And that, my friends, is quite honestly perfect. Let's take one more little bit of liquid white. It's basically 99% liquid white now. Very, very, very small amount of our titanium white, and you can see by how it doesn't go very far. If you're just using the liquid white, guys, it's not gonna run as far as the liquid white and titanium white mix. So there's a good indication as to what you're doing over there. Look at this painting, you guys. That is amazing right there. Okay, we're gonna come back. Same old brush, haven't washed it. Littlest bits being drugged backwards, right? And not, I mean, it's up to you. You want to go diagonal towards your wave, go diagonal towards your wave. But make every single one the same diagonal towards the wave. Don't change it. Don't make it look all weird and stuff, right? So you don't like that, very easily changed by going horizontal and turning all of those vertical streaks into horizontally streaks. And now you got your little sandy beachy area with your sea foam. Ooh, it looks fantastic. Look at it. Oh, it's just amazing. Okay, remember, you guys can grab this painting if you go to paintwithjosh.com. It's still there. And I know, let's see how many people are there. There are already 7 people over there looking at it, you guys. So if you want to get it, you better get over there fast. Now, what we're going to do is wipe off our fan brush. Get out a little bit of our liquid white, right? Attach it to, just by touching it, to our palette scrapey tool. And again, we're going to hold the brush flat. You don't want to tip it this way. You don't want to tip it that way. You're going to lose your fruit. Right? We're going to get out here, and let's just back up, and I'll show you the little sand technique. The more little white flicks that you flick off of your tool and get onto your sand, the more it starts looking like sand. Isn't that amazing? Literally. Then we're going to come out here, and we can start launching in little spray bits off the top of our wave. Being very close, but not touching it completely, right? You touch it, that's going to be too much of a spot. If you have too much paint on your palette scrapey tool or your brush, you're going to leave too much of a flick. All right, so by the time you get down there, you can see how the handle keeps turning this way, and my flicks keep going more and more to the side as we get out here, and that way it'll look like it's literally throwing it out and onto the beach. The more that you throw out that way, the more it's going to look like that, right? It's all about the angle that you're tossing these little things. And the more you do, the more you end up liking it. Oh, man. If that's not the best Oregon Coast one we've ever done, I mean, just strike me down now. Just strike me down, and boy, oh boy, I might just take this one out of the store, you guys. Look at it. Would you just look at it? It's amazing, and it may need to come right out and just stay with me forever. I'm serious. I'm super serial, you guys. Yeah, that's it. Someone take it out of the store. I'm keeping it. You guys can't have it anymore. So if you want to get it, now is your literal last chance to grab this painting, because I know I say it sometimes, but for reals on this one is mine. Mine. And I will take it home and display it upon my, oh my God, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. If you don't like this one, I don't know what's, I don't know what else to do. I wouldn't know what else to even do with those little dark separators, you guys. That is fantastic. Quite honestly, best Oregon Coast painting ever in existence. And if you want it, get your butt over there to paintwithjosh.com. You better get it now, or someone else does. I swear, sometimes they go quickly. Watch this. Let's let it leak over into the next one, because not everything has to be so separated. Whoop! Bang! Oh, I love it even more. Okay, you guys, I dig it. I dig it. I can't wait. let's just see. Maybe somebody out there wants this one. Now, I'm gonna need your help in naming this painting, okay? Whether or not it finds a new home or not, we need to name it something, okay? So, I need a couple more little bits of bright in there. Yes! Oh, it's just fan-frickin-tastic. Just fantastic. A couple little taps over there. Again, above the dark separator of your eye. You don't want everything out there touching and looking the same, right? Starting from a lower spot, getting fatter, and then fattest as we get over here. Just like a triangle, right? It's an S-shaped triangle. Bigger on the one end, smaller on the other. Yes! So, this one we need help in titling. You gotta come up with a title for it.
Come up with a title. Okay, see you later, London. Bye. What would we name this painting, right? Tell me now. Look at all those little specks. All the gorgeousness in that cool little painting. Paradise. That's a cool title right there. Icing on the cake. I agree, isn't it? It's just so cool. So let's get our birds out there in the sky. And then London's gonna go take the kids to a jumpy place. You guys have jumpy places where you are? I mean, I'm all down for a jumpy place, but I'm gonna get old after a while. Come over here and just go caw-caw, flying through the night or the day, coming in for a landing, you guys. So come up with a title for this one. All right? If you don't know, maybe you don't know. These birds represent myself, my ex-wife London, who just left, and our gorgeous daughter. We have a daughter together, we raise her together, we have a business together, we're best friends, right? So they'll always go into the paintings no matter what. And I always encourage you guys to do the same thing with your family of birds, or, you know, put 7 of them out there, wherever you can fit, right? Or choose your favorite 3 kids. And then you're all set, right? So come up with a title for this one, guys. What are we gonna call it? Let me know. If it does find a new home, you do get a prize off the spinny winny wheel, so you get to spin the wheel of prizes, but you got to get it during the live show, right here and now, my friends. Let's see. Oh man, it's sitting at 10. That's even lower than it should be. It should have been $10 more. So you guys are getting a deal already, because now I'm not going to change it. Now I'm not going to change it. If anything, I'm going to lower it. Hang on. Let's do one thing real quick. Right there. Right there, to the first person who goes and gets it. It's there. It's waiting for you guys. And the price just went down a little bit more, even though it was supposed to be higher. I lowered it for you guys. Just a little, though. Now, come up with a title. Tell me what you think we should call it. If you purchase it, you get to pick the title forever. So remember that. If you're like, you know what? I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to call it this. Absolutely. It's all up to you. All up to you guys, okay? But you got to be the very first one to get over there and do so. Otherwise, you can't be mad if someone else beats you to it. Right? You just can't be mad. I mean, you could. There's nothing I can do, though. If someone else beats you to it, then beats you to it. Very cool. Now, we got one more brush to wash, guys, and then we're going to be looking for titles. Better hit me with them titles now. Otherwise, I might not ever see yours. What are we going to call it? No matter what, it needs to have a name. So, you guys tell me what the name's going to be. And then, would you look at that? Isn't that cool? Would you just look at it? Would you just, like, Surfer's Paradise, Beach Dream, Coastal Wave. Appreciate it. The cost on this one's $209 now. It's supposed to be $229. It was listed for $219 accidentally, but now dropped at another further 10. So you're $20 off your normal price for these paintings. Remember, this is a one-of-a-kind piece of art. Never be another one exactly the same way. And if you like ocean scenes, boy, oh boy, that's pretty. You know what we're gonna do too? Take a little bit of our yellow ochre. The more we work that yellow ochre in, the more it'll kind of dull itself down. There.
There. Now we got just a couple little details out there on that guy, which is all we need. A few little specks of brightness is all you ever need when you're doing a little highlight, right? Because by definition, a highlight cannot be the entire color of the rock itself. It has to be just a bit, right? So don't overdo it with the highlight. That's a really cool thing. Okay, yeah, that's very neat. Very, very neat. Now, we're gonna need a title, so hit me with the titles. We're gonna put on one or two more little bits of our bright area in here, just to have a couple little areas of difference. Never needs to all be exact. Look at that, dude. Dudes and dudettes. That's a cool one. That is cool. Again, even one little crazy little straight little whatever can make the painting look 10 times cooler. Just like that. Quite literally there. I didn't like that dark space right there. So what do? Put a bit of bright over it. Amazing. Amazing. Back in there. Over there. Excellent. Okay. Yes, you're all awesome. Help me come up with a title. And what a cool little 45-minute painting that one turned out to be. I really like it. Really. Oh, excuse me. Now, let's see what we got here. Breaking Good. I like that instead of Breaking Bad. You guys are awesome. Coasting In. That's a cool one. Every Surfer's Paradise. Sparkle Beach. Also excellent. Whales in Fury. Tab's got hers today. It's already put up. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Now it's time for a new one, Tabs. That's how you get sucked in to being a painter. Hello, did we get an order? Get out of town. Get out of town, Mark. Mark, my dude. This painting is sold. Boom. Ka-ching. Look, this sound machine. This is the most worn out button, as you can see. Hey, baby, I love it. So, Mark, my guy, let us know who you are. And if I feel that your screen name doesn't match your name well enough, I'll make you double check and just make sure it is you that in fact got the painting. All right, but we'll be able to check that against our records here. So, thank you, Mark. Where are you at? Let me see. I'm trying not to get paint all over myself, all over my face, my clothes. All right. This painting is sold. That Mark? Or get out of town. That's not your same name. That's not you. Come on, Mark. Come on, man. Is that you? For real? There, Mark. Appreciate you, Mark. Oh, Mark. The other Mark. Mark with a C. I just made you a mod. Are you going to go play around on me like that? I don't know. I'm going to have to take that away, I think. I'm going to have to put you on probation. So, Mark J. Let's see. I don't want to say your full name out, but it is right there as your screen name. Mark, we appreciate you. So you have to come up with a title now for this painting. Ooh, Cold Plunge Temptation. That would have been an excellent title, too. Mark, you've got to come up with a title. So we've got lots of different ones from people over on YouTube, people over on Facebook. They're all watching. They're all, TikTok and YouTube. They're all watching, hoping that you'll pick their title, right? So I'll read out a couple, but you get to pick it no matter what, unless you want me to pick it, in which case I already have one in mind that I would choose. What do we got? Crashing Embers, Breaking Good is really funny. Cold Plunge Temptation. Like, it is so icy cold out there on that Oregon coast, you guys. That would, I don't know. That just, like, anytime I've ever been down to the beach and got my feet wet by the sand, even accidentally, it's just always freezing. So that might be my go-to, Mark, if it was up to me. But it is not. It is up to you, and you may choose whatever you would like for the title of your painting right here. All right, now we'll get off the spinny winny wheel, because if you've never seen the spinny winny wheel before, it's a gifting wheel that gives back to the people that get the paintings during the live shows. And this is what it looks like right here. This big old monster of a mess. I'm gonna have to back up both cameras real quick. Nobody leave. I know, I hate when the camera gets picked up too. I don't like it. There, gorgeous. Now we can at least see the wheel and see what Mark is gonna land on. Let's go, guys. What are we gonna get? Let's do it. Oh, yes. Oh, whoo. This one always costs me the most, so I'm happy that it didn't hit that, but you've won a Paint with Josh fancy glass. Now, Mark, it's going to be up to you what you want to choose for your fancy glass, whether it be a stemless wine glass with the Paint with Josh logo on it, or I think it's a 8-ounce beer glass, standard bar beer glass, with my fabulous face on it. I'm not sure you'd want to go with the beer glass. Maybe the stemless wine glass. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so beer glass, perfect. Well, this is what you got to do, Mark, in order to redeem your free gift, right? What you have to do is go onto my website again, go back to paintwithjosh.com, use the contact us function, which will send me an email, say, hey, I'm Mark, I got the painting 1904 today, I need to redeem my free gift, right? And then I'll send you back a coupon code for free shipping and a free glass. You go on, back to paintwithjosh.com, you put the glass that you want in your cart, just one, please. Otherwise, I'll have to modify the order. Just put the one glass in your cart, put the coupon code in, and everything turns out free. It'll send it right to you direct from the factory, and probably arrive within a week or so after you put in the, after you go and put in the order. So, that's how you go and redeem it. Again, contact us through the website. It'll send me an email. I'll send you back a code. Check out. Boom. All set, right? It's going to be awesome. So, you guys are amazing. I just love you. I can't wait to come back. We'll do it again in just about an hour-ish, right? So, it's 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 5:52 anyway, 8:52 on the East Coast. We'll be back at 10 on the East Coast, 7 on the West Coast, so just about an hour and 8 minutes-ish. Again, you guys have been amazing. Thank you for being here. And I love you all. Until I see you guys again next time, over on YouTube anyway. Take care. Have the rest of a good day. And goodness, maybe. Goodness gracious. What a show.